What's up? Today I'm pretty much gonna make or break your decision of why you should get the Nifty 50. This is gonna be from Canon. And first thing is, out of prime lens, it is affordable, but let's just roll that intro. What is up? Welcome to another Tuesday Tips, and today we're gonna be going over the infamous Nifty 50 or 50 millimeter. I could list camera lens right now and you guys will probably be like, I don't know what it is, but I bring up the Nifty 50. Every single one of you, I guarantee, has heard of this lens. This is the icon of lens. First thing I want to get into, I have a list, by the way, because I tested this and I realized, I already knew this, but I really wanted to push it to the test to see if this could, outbeat the kit lens. Or maybe it can in certain areas. So obviously with my ominous start right there, you obviously know there is areas this will not beat your kit lens. I'm sorry to tell you, I know a lot of you want to buy it because you want to upgrade the kit lens. This is a locked lens, meaning you can't zoom in or zoom out. Obviously you can focus, but you can't bring this in closer or out closer because it only does 50 millimeters. So now that you got that out of your way and you understand there is another catch-22 if this matters to you, which is the stabilization on it. It has none. And a lot of you guys are like, I have a steady hand, bro. Like, I could balance a basketball on this finger, not even spinning it. I thought the same thing. I thought I was above the other people. You will need a gimbal with this, you will need a steady cam with this, or you will need just a tripod with it. Handhelding a lens like this, you won't even be able to save it in warp stabilizer. You will see intensity. I'll show you some footage right now of what I'm talking about with that. I will say this because I jumped way too quickly into this. For photography, you could handheld it. This is a video-based video. A lot of these will continue to roll out into the photography. So what I say, take it with a photography, but this one is an exception. You can handheld a Nifty 50 with a camera to take a picture. Video, on the other hand, because you're taking so many frames per second, you're getting an enormous amount of shake and jitter in it. All right, so now that we went over the beginning of it, I hope that didn't break all your dreams right off the bat. But low light, this one will destroy any kit lens. This goes to 1.8. So right off the bat, you can't get most kit lens to make it below 40 if you're lucky, you know what I'm saying? And the more you zoom or zoom out, it's gonna affect how much f-stops you're able to go on a kit lens, which that's what's nice about lock point, don't get me wrong, but the f-stops does go to 1.8, which also brings me to my next point, which is bokeh, which is that blurriness in the background. Kit lens suck at this. They do not give you a good bokeh. It usually looks mediocre, amateur. The Nifty 50 will give you that nice, thick, juicy bokeh in the background, and that's just going to make any shot cinematic, whether it be filmmaking or photography. The next thing that I really like that they updated on the STM lens was the autofocus. This actually does have autofocus, and a lot of filmmakers are out there like, dude, you don't need autofocus. I understand like 90% of your shots are going to be manual focus. That's going to give you the clearest, most cinematic shot. But when you're using gimbals and stuff, it can become very difficult to try keeping it in line. And this also, because it lets in so much light, can also autofocus quicker than your kit lens. So the next one is important to remember because it is a lock lens, which is the room you will need to get a normal shot with the Nifty 50. Just to test this one out quick, I'm going to put the Nifty 50 on the camera, not move the camera at all, it will stay in the exact same spot, but I'm going to show you how much this automatically is going to pull you in that 50 millimeters. You're going to realize you lose a lot of space. So as you can see, the amount of automatic zoom in, because it's set to that Nifty 50, is dramatic. You could tell, like, if I was trying to get that same shot, I would have to move my camera all the way to the other side of my office to mimic that shot. I'm gonna switch it back because I can't concentrate when I'm this close to the LED screen. It's making me all weirded out. So the reason I bring this up, even though a lot of you guys did know it is a lock lens, some of you didn't know and now you're like, what? I can't zoom with this? But I'm bringing this up because if you're trying to replace your kit lens with something that's all purpose, you won't be able to achieve that with this. So when I shoot my short films, I use my Nifty 50, obviously, for them super close bokeh rich shots. But then I transition to my kit lens when I need a little bit something wider or I have to get the camera a little bit closer to someone. So obviously you came to this video because you have one thing in mind. You've heard all the other stuff, so I've either broke or made your decision to get this lens. But the final thing is sharpness and clarity. Will this beat your kit lens? Because let's get realistic, when you upgrade to a prime lens, you have one thing in mind, to destroy the lens you had before, right? So for close-ups and mid shots, this will undisputably destroy your kit lens. It's just, it has a better bokeh, but it can also capture on close-up a lot more detail. It's just a better piece of glass. But now for landscape shots or wider shots, let's say, this won't beat your kit lens. I guarantee you it's not going to beat your kit lens, only because this is meant for close-ups. So I see a lot of tests on the internet, and that's why I'm bringing it up, is that they tested against it like an 18 to 55 millimeter lens, kit lens, and they're like, is this worth the money? So they get this wide shot, and they're like, okay, well, it doesn't look like it's worth the money because the nifty 50 is not capturing as much detail. When you zoom in, you lose a little bit of detail. And that's because this is not meant to do landscape shots. And now my phone's going off, so we're ending the video here, and I hope this helped you decide if you want to get this or not, and I hope you just overall learned what this was really meant to be used for. So until next time, guys, peace.